August was as weird a month as any in the gaming world. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on gameranx 10 weird gaming stories of August 2018. Number 10, Fortnite came out on Android and it had a vulnerability that caused a couple of companies to act like feuding teenagers. Specifically, Google and Epic. They've passive-aggressively been trading barbs over how the Fortnite installer does not go through the Google Play Store because, well, Epic's trying to not have to pay Google. Which, I mean, I get it. The 30% cut from Google for something that they're doing on every other platform for significantly less. It is obviously a little bit ridiculous, but I mean, they're both arguing over a supposed security vulnerability, but let's just go ahead and say this. That's not why they're arguing. Google wants that 30%. Epic doesn't want to pay that 30%. Number 9, apparently the cryptocurrency boom is over, or at least so think AMD and NVIDIA. They believe that although they had massive profits thanks to cryptocurrency booms, that they probably won't be seeing that again for a while. And you know what? I don't know how upset I am over the idea that I might be able to buy a graphics card for the price of a graphics card again. I mean, that doesn't seem like such a weird thing to ask, does it? Yeah, I get it. A lot of people made a lot of money that would have never made money thanks to the Bitcoin boom. But we want the graphics cards back, guys. Number 8, Elon Musk started putting games onto the Tesla screens, which is simultaneously cool and terrifying. Hey, I'm not saying I don't want Doom on the dashboard, but I am also saying I'm terrified that too many people will have Doom on the dashboard. Number 7, a guy from Wales claims to have lost his accent after spending 21 hours a day talking to Americans on various video games. The news has specifically labeled him a gaming addict, and, well, I don't love the whole gaming addiction thing as if it's the only thing you can get addicted to in the way that it's describing. He did spend 21 hours a day playing a game. That's 3 hours to sleep. Well, anyway, during the course of that time, his Welsh accent waned a lot. Now, I listened to him talk and
of course, and I would stay up late. My mum would tell me, go to bed, and I'll wake up an hour later and go online.
He still sounds Welsh to me, but I am an American. There are things that I do hear in there that are very American sounding, so I don't think he's full of it in any way. But I mean, that's a lot of time. That is a lot of time spent playing games. Number 6, one of the SpiderMan PS4 reps responded to some claims about graphics downgrades, and we don't normally get this kind of a, I think, real response to anything like that. Normally we get some sort of pre-engineered PR nonsense. But community manager James Stevenson responded to a couple of screenshots that showed an area with larger puddles than it had in the final product. Now, I could pretty easily see both sides of this. The puddles look a little bit as if they behave differently as well. The borders of the water in the older screenshot look a little bit more like water that has soaked into the cement, whereas the water in the second screenshot looks a little more fresh. It's also clear there's a little bit more motion in the first screenshot. There's some more blur, and people have taken that as a little bit heavier depth of field in the original screenshot, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that it looks a little bit too directional. On his personal account, he also had to account for a pair of screenshots showing the Spider-Man game running with more depth of field and light reflecting off of cement in a different way. And if I'm totally honest, I think the screenshots that they're saying look downgraded look better. They look more like photos. Also, they're different times of day. I mean, I wish that people thought about those types of things before they started trying to say that things look good or bad or whatever. Number 5, a guy made a functioning, well, as close to functioning as it can be, mechanical Tyrell Detector from Death Stranding. And when I say he made it, I mean he 3D printed one, and it does all of the mechanical stuff. It's super weird because it actually looks legitimately exactly like the thing in the game. And the video that this guy made showing it off, it's like super dramatic and goofy, just like the game is probably going to end up being. But it's really detailed, it's really cool. I would say you should probably check it out. It even sounds like it when the motor moves. Like, they did such good sound design for it because it actually sounds like what a motor would sound like doing that Tyrell Detector stuff. Number 4, you can now thank the bus driver in Fortnite. You know, at the beginning of every Fortnite match, how you drop in and out of a flying bus? You're now able to thank the bus driver. And it's not because Epic was like, actually, you know what, we need to make sure that players understand that being polite is important. It was because there's a change.org petition to add the ability to thank the bus driver before jumping out of the battle bus in Fortnite. I'll just read an excerpt. Since I was just a boy, I have always loved jumping out of the battle bus, but all the time I felt something was missing. And that thing is the ability to thank the driver of the battle bus. He or she is truly a great person, and they provide us a great service. I think it's time we can truly appreciate their service. Don't you agree? And like, I want to go ahead and say that I like this a lot. I think it's good that we actually care enough to be kind to a virtual person, but I mean, there's a lot of like non-virtual people we could probably act like this about too. Whatever, we care about this more. Number 3, China is kind of like, maybe we need to limit the number of new online games because our children are enjoying themselves a little too much. They claim that 500 million Chinese suffered visual impairment, which is actually nearly half of the population of China over 5, and they've attempted to link this to gaming. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Tencent, the company that just keeps dropping online games on the world on a constant basis, isn't great. A lot of their games are very exploitative, and it's always so funny to me how a communist state has one of the biggest corporations in gaming. That's contradictory. But hey, so is this. No, playing video games does not make your eyes bad. Otherwise, everyone in the United States' eyes would be bad, because everybody's on their smartphone all the time. Doesn't matter if they're playing games or not, they're staring at that screen. Aside from claiming that, they've also called Monster Hunter World poison and a drug because children play it too much. I mean, we've heard this stuff for years in the United States. Why not actually just address the not so great practices that Tencent attempts to pull instead of being like, hey, you can't play video games? Number 2, apparently North Koreans are playing Grand Theft Auto and having LAN parties. They're hiding the games as zip files that have been renamed to MP3s, but like, if you're carrying around a USB stick with a 40 gigabyte MP3, I'm just, it's funny that they don't notice that this is going on. I don't know, other than the nuclear stuff, I usually have a pretty good laugh about what's going on in North Korea. And finally, number 1, apparently people have figured out how to use iPhone X to do 3D motion capture. You know, I guess it makes sense. We have those animojis now that were very, very interesting for a good, 30 seconds. But that technology can be harnessed. One developer went ahead and created a full body and facial recognition program that can be streamed directly into Unreal Engine. It's actually really good.
Woohoo, baby! Via iKinema Live Action. And we're going to be showing it all off at SIGGRAPH Real Time Live. What's up, baby?
And seeing motion capture that's that good, that's probably just like not a lot of money to do. It seems to me like indie developers who do 3D games just got like a gift. I'm excited for that. I saw the demonstration. I was like, this is really impressive. That's full body motion capture of a friggin' phone. Amazing. A couple of quick bonus stories for you. Somebody did a foam wig to match Gage from Borderlands 2, and it's something that will mess with your head. It looks like something they drew onto the photo they took of it. It's amazing. Somebody else made some interesting shoes to commemorate the PlayStation 2. They took some Nike Vapor Max Plus, which is kind of a throwback shoe, and made it into very much a throwback shoe. A cool one. That's it for the weird gaming stories of August 2018. Did you experience anything kind of off the wall? Leave us a comment, let us know. And if you like this video, please click like. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week, and the best way to see them first is, of course, a subscription. As always, thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Falcon. You can follow me on Twitter @FalconTheHero, and we'll see you next time right here on gameranx.